You can get your Godzilla figures and more at Big Bad Toy Store. Check out the link in the description below.
Grah, now, which Shin figure are you? Grah, I'm the Climax Shin Movie Monster Series. Climax? Oh, what a name. They didn't think that one through, did they? But anyway, we have another Shin figure. Yeah, do you believe it? I sure am one. It's almost like the movie's more popular than some in the fandom think it is.
Hello there, collectors. It is Steven here once again with yet another Shin Godzilla review for you. Wow, I could pretty much make a channel dedicated to Shin Godzilla toy reviews, huh? Oh, that is actually a really good idea. But anyway, today we are taking a look at the Bandai Movie Monster Series Shin Godzilla, Godzilla 2016 Tomato Climax version. This is a rather exclusive figure released in the late summer of 2017, and fans definitely are considering picking this one up because this is a recreation of Godzilla when he goes nuclear and fires off his laser beam. Featuring a brand new head sculpt and some fancy purple paint, are Bandai's tricks enough to get you to fork over some more dough so this way you can add yet another Shin Godzilla into your collection? Well, oh, dang it, I already said it. Anyway, let's take a look to see whether or not it's worth adding into your collection. Being a resculpt of the movie monster series Shin Godzilla we got back in 2016, this Godzilla is pretty much identical to that one with the exception of purple paint on it and a new head. However, there is a difference in the molding, which you'll see later on in the review because even though it's the same mold, things can happen over time. So anyway, pretty much everything that you expect here in terms of sculpt and paint is nearly identical, except it's been changed for this Climax version. And the main attraction to this Godzilla would be the new head. Why is that? Because you simply can't have a normal Shin Godzilla head, no. You have to have this. Nice, wide mouth with great, shiny, metallic purple paint. It's on the webbing of the mouth, it's on the inside of the mouth, and the best thing about this one is that they can get away with just white eyes, because when Shin Godzilla is firing off his atomic laser, he does have the nictitating membrane which covers up his eyes to protect him from the heat. So they did a really nice job of sculpting the mouth because we have a whole bunch of ridges and sharp points on the inside. It really does look beautifully detailed. The paint, again, is very stunning, and if they were to include something like a beam effect or anything like that, or even a light-up feature at some point down the road, this would be awesome. The only unfortunate thing is that the teeth are still pretty bad, just like the original. As we continue to move down the figure, we do have the neck, which has nice metallic purple paint, but the paint quality there is about the same as it is on the chest and on the original Movie Monster Series figure. Unfortunately, the paint does look a little scratchy. It doesn't look entirely complete. Almost like whatever they were used to painting it kind of ran out midway through, so they just had to keep going it over and over and over again. And yeah, it looks kind of scratchy. I don't know the best way to describe that, and I don't know what the exact painting technique would be for that, but it's clear that it's not clean like it probably should be. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking, it's Shin Godzilla, it's chaotic, but at the same time, in a production and manufacturing process, and even from a design standpoint, nothing is truly chaotic. It's all applied strategically. At least, that's the point. So aside from the red paint on the chest, the rest of the figure is pretty much unpainted, except for a few key areas. The main body is nothing but black vinyl. When we get to the legs, where there absolutely should be some red paint, there is none, despite it being on the Monster King series figure, so we know that they messed up there. The feet do have painted claws, which are actually really nicely done. I unfortunately have a scuff on one of mine, but what are you going to do? And then we have the tail, which is very nice and long, and unfortunately I have a purple paint blob on mine. Now we're going to go back up the figure real quick, and we're going to look at the other star of the show, the dorsal plates. Even though the head is kind of the main attraction here, I love these dorsal plates. They're made of purple translucent plastic with strategically applied metallic paint on the tips. All purple here, and it looks gorgeous. If you have this sitting near a natural light source, I'm not saying stick it in a window, it tends to actually light up, and the reflection from the metallic paint really does make it look like Shin is about to fire off something chaotic, like hell is going to rain upon Japan, which is awesome. I love this effect on the figure. Then last up, we're going to take a look at the tail tip, which looks identical to the movie Monster Series figure. It would have been nice if they would have had something like an open mouth that was found on the Monster Arts Awakening Shin Godzilla, but hey, what are you going to do? All of the details are crisp and clean, almost like we can see little fifth forms in here all dormant and not doing anything, but the second face on the tail is clear as day. So all in all, they did a good job, but there were some things that it seems like they purposefully left off of the figure. Now, even though this is a true Blue Movie Monster Series figure, this one does not come with a tag. Instead, it's a whole boxed figure. Yeah, how cool is that? And the box, I have to say, is pretty stylistic too. It is a white base with everything in a black, shadowy, scratchy effect, which is really nice. Silhouette, if you will. Now, the box does make it clear this is a Movie Monster Series figure. So the box, I would have to say, is great because it makes storage a breeze. Instead of having to worry about throwing a whole bunch of vinyl figures in a tote or in a box or whatever, you can easily store your Shin Godzilla figure in a box with some of your other boxed figures. Makes traveling a breeze. Now, since this is a vinyl, it does have some articulation, but not too much. We do have some shoulder swivels that spin around, and we have some swivels at the hips. That's it. Nothing at the head or the neck area. None of the tail joints move. They're all glued in place, so don't try doing that, kids. He is a little soft because he is a vinyl, but I wouldn't recommend bending any of the parts of the tail. You might cause a break. Of course, since you're going to place him on the shelf, here is a size comparison with some other kaiju figures you just might have. So as you can see, he's about your standard 6-inch Movie Monster Series figure. Now, earlier I said he's pretty much identical to the original Movie Monster Series figure, right? Well, here's a side-by-side comparison with some aspects of the original Movie Monster Series figure. Now, the reason why I said it's almost identical is the Movie Monster Series mold has been used for a Universal Studios exclusive in Japan, Godzilla Store exclusive, it was used as a theater exclusive, and a couple of other exclusives. So the mold has been reused time and time again. When molds constantly get reused, they degrade over time, and some of the finer details start to lose their sharpness. An example of this that you might be able to find on the store shelves would be some NECA figures that have constantly been repainted. One example of this would be the Ripley figures. Pay close attention exclusively to, like, let's say the Kenner repaint that should still be on the shelf. Yeah, some of the details aren't as crisp. That is the same case here. You can definitely see that all of the details that are present on the normal Movie Monster Series figure are also on the Climax version, but unfortunately on the Climax version, it kind of seems like, let's say that the lens you're viewing this figure through is almost out of focus. It isn't perfect. So, while it isn't necessarily a complaint, it's just upsetting that when you have the two side by side, you notice something like this. So, buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. I would have to say overall, the Climax version of the Movie Monster Series Shin Godzilla is very nice. The new purple dorsal plates are beautiful. The purple tail tip is awesome. The newly sculpted head, amazing details there. However, for the rest of the body, the same issues are present that were there on the original Movie Monster Series Shin Godzilla, meaning he's pretty much all black. There's not a whole lot red to it, and that's not great because that's what we know Shin Godzilla to be. This creepy deity with a black body with red pulsating throughout. And the Movie Monster Series really doesn't capture that, even in this premium attempt at the figure. Don't get me wrong, though. This figure is a solid representation of what is arguably the most iconic scene in Shin Godzilla. If you're a Shin Godzilla fan or you just love collecting your Bandai vinyls, this is absolutely a must-have. I would say if you're interested in picking this one up, go ahead and get it today.
Grrr. Did you think there would be some screaming in this one? Yeah? No, not this one. Just a red zoom in. Take it away, Steven.
Well, folks, that's the end of this review. Thanks for watching, and be sure to follow me on social media to catch more behind-the-scenes shenanigans and updates. The end card should be popping up now with more hand-selected STR goodness for you to watch, so check out some of those videos. Be sure to check the description too to see where you can buy this figure or others like it, and some cool links like the credits for this video and other ways you can help out the channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.